What is this about Athena reaching out to previously rejected suitors? This was a report in the New York Post.
So what we understand at this point is that the report is in large parts wrong. They have a much more robust process than it implies. I'm told there are at least 5 bidders, some strategic, some financial, still in the process. And the bids are expected to come in some way above the $135 a share number that is cited. Another interesting point here is that one of the buyers that's mentioned in this story, N-Thrive, I think it's a portfolio company owned by Pamplona Capital. I'm told that Athena has never spoken to them. They've never been part of this process, and it's not even someone that they're really familiar with. So it sounds like there is more going on here than meets the eye. I'm also told that potentially this thing could get done by the end of the month.
OK, so there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, there is still a bidding process and there are several bidders. Is that correct, as we understand it?
That's correct. As far as I know, there are at least 5 people still in this process. It sounds like there is still significant interest and a mix of both financial and strategic buyers. And
let's remind viewers that Athenahealth is the company that Jonathan Bush was kicked out of as CEO after erratic behaviour. Elliott, the activist, has a major position in it. What does Elliott want to happen?
Yeah, it's a great question. So Elliott have been very instrumental in this whole thing, in obviously removing Bush and then getting this company put up for sale. From what we understand at the moment, they will probably be part of any ultimate buyer group. They're a significant shareholder in the company. The likelihood is that they would roll in to whatever happens next. So whether that's a go private, whether it goes to another strategic and they end up holding equity in a new company, remains to be seen. But it sounds like they are going to stick by this investment, at least for the foreseeable future.
Who is Pamplona Capital Management, and why, given that they're the owners of N-Thrive, is this story emerging that N-Thrive and Athenahealth might merge? You
know, it's interesting. N-Thrive have been mentioned a couple of times in the past as being potentially around this. And as you say, it wouldn't be necessarily a takeover. It would be essentially a merger of a portfolio company with a public company. As I say, the people I've spoken to have no idea who N-Thrive are. They say that N-Thrive is not part of this process currently, hasn't been part of this process historically. So it raises really interesting questions about why this name is being linked with Athena at all. But we will find out, I suppose, as this process develops and as more information comes out on it. We will see whether N-Thrive do show up, whether Pamplona are ever really interested in this asset, or whether it's just pure speculation at this point.
N-Thrive meant to be a payments company to do with healthcare. Now, there's broad consensus, I think, that Athenahealth is a great company. It's got great assets. Jeff Immelt is the chairman. So there should be a lot of interest in this. What kind of price range would be acceptable?
You know, I think there have been some funny numbers being thrown out. 160 was thrown out at 1.160 a share. I'm told that's probably too high. The company doesn't expect to sell for that. But I think above this 135 number is what I've been guided towards. So I think you could see somewhere around 140, even potentially up to 150 at the very high end. But as I say, from what we know at this point, there is still a robust process. There is still a number of interested parties. And there seems to be, at least on the part of the company, some hope that this deal could be seen to be done towards the end of this month.